Ah, hey!
Oh my gosh.
It's another man. This is episode 55, man.
Yes.
We've been doing this for 55 episodes already, man. Wow.
Yes, but I'm
That
sorry,
is impressive.
fans and folks.
Non-stop too.
I have to
Non-stop.
disappear.
55 straight episodes.
Yes, fans, folks, thousands of people. I have to disappear for a second, but I will be back because we have a very important meeting at Transformation Church, and I have to give my little what?
Spew.
My little speech about security. So I shall be back, and to let you all know, I don't care what football game on tonight. They ain't got nothing to do with the meeting. Thank you.
Anyway, this is live. You never know what happens when we go live.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what? I can't wait till he trips. Like you know, that they have the TNT thing where Shaq trips going to the board. He trips on the computer.
That happened to me the last time was a meeting. I had to run out and I tripped.
So you saying I got a trip?
Right, you got a trip.
You're lucky you in New Jersey.
He's going to the annex part of the studio. He'll be back though.
The annex, the green room where all the food is.
He's going to the green room. Oh
Hey,
man, how was your weekend?
Wait, well, I it's better than my day today because my day today, I'm actually still in the office. I had to write a report. I got a call this morning about 11 o'clock. We talked to one of my colleagues and he's like, gotta get this report done. I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this so I can give it to this guy. So I'm like, oh, wow. So I'm here scrambling to try to get done. I'm not done yet, but I will finish before I leave this office. But other than that, the weekend was good. You know, weekend was wonderful. We had a wonderful service on Sunday. God really came and blessed us, so we're really appreciative of him. But everything is good, man. What about you? How'd your weekend go?
Oh man, the weekend was great. This was a home improvement weekend. You know me.
Oh,
So picture this. I redid our fireplace, painted it, stringing Christmas lights out, plus painted the ceiling in our master bathroom.
wow. You
Simultaneously. It was like boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
I know. I need to have my head examined, man. It was like
I
I was
hope
on
my
a
wife
roll.
is not listening. Hope my wife is not listening.
Oh, she was when she came home because she was away all week. So when she came home Friday, she was like, oh. So you know, see the expression on her face. That's what it's all about, you know.
Yeah, now you're getting me in trouble because if my wife is listening, she's gonna be like, all he did was fix a cabinet. That's all I did. Mark
We've been
did
talking
this. All he did was fix a cabinet.
We've been talking about doing the fireplace makeover, so I finally did it. Painted it as nice classic black. It came out better than I thought. So now we got the Christmas stuff, you know, on the ornaments and everything around it. So it's pretty good.
Is it wood or is it brick?
Brick. Ours is brick.
And you painted black?
Painted it black. I'll send you a picture of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't think about that. Because I was gonna paint, I was gonna redo mine, but ours is brick. So I was just gonna do it red. But it'd be a bright red in our room, but black may not be bad.
Black is classic. And I didn't think it was gonna go well. The paint adhered to it really nice, and with the mantle, it looks really good.
Yeah, excellent. Now
hey, getting it ready for Christmas. You know, gotta get the house all festive and everything. You know, people coming over. You gotta make it look like it looks. So
it's looking a lot like Christmas.
Right. And it's funny because I usually put a big display in my yard for Christmas. This year, I told my wife, I said, you know what? I'm gonna scale it back. So my neighbor who walked by, she goes, okay. She knows I had the lights out yet. She goes, what's going on? I said, I'm going to scale it back. She goes, oh, we're really going to miss it this year. So I still have the lights out, but I didn't do anything all up on the top of the house and none of that stuff. It's just low key this year.
Bruh, I want to do it, but my wife thinks that I don't have any type of sense when it comes to that stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing it anymore. Right. Because one year I put colored lights on the trees. I put white lights on the house. She was like, no. And she's just like, I was like, you know what? She was not happy with my design.
Well, for our Christmas show, I'll send pictures so that way we can have it and show it on the show.
Excellent.
But you know what? Speaking of Christmas, this time of the year, man, it's quite interesting because tonight we'll be dealing with why people put on a fake appearance. And it's interesting around this time of the year how people tend to seem like they're so happy But in reality of it is, they're not.
They're miserable.
This can be one of the most stressful seasons for a lot of people. They tend to go out and spend more than what they really are able to. You're buying gifts for people that don't appreciate it half the time.
Right.
Some people even re-gift the gifts that you get. And it's really sad when you think about it. This can be one of the most depressing, stressful time for people because they're trying to keep up a facade. It's like, you ever see how Instagram, how people taking pictures against a Lamborghini thinking it's theirs or something like that because of social media, so you have all these types of followers and things like that. It's putting on this fakeness about themselves when they're not really showing who they really are.
Yeah. It's this is one of those, this is the time of the year and that the fake people really show themselves really well. And unfortunately it even trickles down into, Christendom, into the church where, we reside in pretty much, especially this time of the year. We were looking forward to the realness, but there's a lot of unrealness. There's a lot of fake, as we call it. So let's talk a little bit about this. Mm-hmm. Like, and folks, please. We got to do our thing. I guess you're going to be Simon today because Simon's not there.
Well, he's here, but he's in the green room. So as he would say, if he would say, family, saints, friends, hit the like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbor, tell the ones you don't even talk about that the Warriors for Christ is on the line. We're on now. We want you to send in your comments. We want to have some entertaining conversation. We want to blow the show up and have a good time. He's back.
I got 2 seconds. Please, people, push the button them. Push it. Subscribe. Like us. Share us to your friends and your family. And everybody outside the church and in a church. Thank you. Bless you. I see you in a minute. Please push the button. Thank you.
And he's out again.
Exactly. And share us.
And share us.
Share us. So folks, please post your questions in the comments. We love seeing them as always. We want to talk about them when we can. So it's great. But I guess this subject is a touchy one, right? Because I think we all know fake people, and we got to be careful what we say because we don't want somebody to think that we're talking about them. So the comments we make right now is not.
But if the shoe fits, if the shoe fits, we're talking about you.
If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, then it is a duck. What can we say? But we're just making general comments, so please don't be offended. But we all know fake people. We all know people that are fake. And one of the questions I have is why? Why aren't you just who you are? Why do you try to be somebody else or something else that you're not?
Well, I would say a lot of that stems to people having insecurity about themselves. And also they tend to make themselves seem bigger than whom they are because of either their financial environment or their education, where they try to make it seem like they have achieved more and actually they have achieved less. And by being fake, it makes them seem, again, if you look at a lot of those influencers, truth be told, once you strip the makeup off of them, they don't look like anything. But they got to have all this stuff on them to make them look so appealing and so attractive until you believe the lie that they're presenting.
Yeah, it's funny. I
like that. Believe the lie that they're presenting. I gotta write that one down. I gotta preach that.
But you say about influence. We were hearing about this one guy. He was supposed to be this all natural guy. Lives off the land. He hunts. He does all this stuff. They were saying all this stuff about him. They found out, man, that half the stuff he was saying and half the stuff he was throwing out there was not true. He didn't live off the land. He was going to restaurants, eating, all this different stuff. So I'm thinking that, like what you said, a lot of it deals with trying to look successful. Like you don't want people to know that you're not successful, and which is the weird thing because most people are common. real successful people, that's a small minority of people.
Right.
But instead of us just saying, I want to be like everybody else, I want to be more than, and I want to show it through success, where success sometimes for you is not the same success for other people. What we try to show. And that's why these influencers use all this different stuff to say who they are, and even trickles down to the church, right? People come into the church and they think, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. And they're having a horrible day. They don't feel blessed that day, but they say, no, I'm blessed and highly favored.
But to that point, because a lot of times you think about it, people who are leadership in church, they come and a lot of times they put on a facade because they don't want the people to really see how they are. For an example, you may have seen some movies where like the preacher's wife will come to church with glasses on. Why she got glasses? Because she got a black eye. But she don't want the congregants to know that her husband is an abuser. So she has to put on this fakeness about themselves so that the people don't realize what's actually going on in their homes. And truth be told, that happens in church. A lot of people come to church with a lot of baggage, but they cover it up so people don't see the stuff that they're going through.
Yeah, and it's weird, right? Because you would think that if there's any place that you're looking for help, it would be in the church. But people don't want the scrutiny or the embarrassment that comes along with being transparent and being real. Sometimes we prefer to put on this fake attitude, this fake thought, this fake everything, instead of just presenting themselves. I'm living life. Yeah. I'm living life, and life is not easy. And we all know it. We all living it. So we all know life's not easy. There's a very small minority out there that says life is easy. Right. The rest of us is life is hard. And the weird thing about it, that small minority aren't what we would consider successful. Those are the ones who just say, look, I don't need the luxuries of life. I'd rather just be. And they're more happy than those of us that try to gain this fame and fortune that's out there, especially this American dream that, man, has turned out to be an American nightmare sometimes.
Oh, man, that reminds me. I think I may have said this before in one of our previous shows, where that movie called Keeping Up with the Joneses, where this family would go into different neighborhoods, present all these goods, try to intermingle with the people in the neighborhood to get them to buy the product. And so basically they would spend money buying all these products because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. And the sad thing about it is that the one family they showed, they kept buying all this stuff until ultimately the house went into foreclosure. The guy had all these bills. He wound up committing suicide with the brand new riding mower. He put it in gear, put the riding mower into the pool. You see him floating. So David Duchovny, who was playing the character, saw what happened, jumped in the pool to get the guy. He kind of confessed to the rest of the neighbors that, look, what you see is not real. I'm not who I say I am. I'm supposed to do this to get you to buy stuff. TV does it every day, man. All these ads they have up there that make people want to run to the store and buy this, buy that. But by the time you buy it, you're gonna be broke. And that's the purpose of advertisement, to make you feel like you need this, you need that to be who you are. I mean, truth be told, you're not being content.
Yeah, right. The job of influencers, right? They influence you to do something that you don't intend to do or want to do. And we are so influenced by certain things, commercials, our neighbors, work. Like you feel sometimes the pressure, right? You go to work and ladies, you don't want it. It's funny, ladies, they don't want to wear the same dress to church 2 weeks in a row. Like,
better not wear the same dress twice.
Yeah, there's no way it's going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. So, so they don't want to do that, and they feel the pressure that's something they have to live up to. So they find they have, or even men don't want to wear the same suit twice in a row. Where I remember the day I taught a lesson one day, and I said, a man doesn't need more than 2 or 3 suits in the closet, and people laughed at me, went crazy. I said, I didn't say that's what you should do. I'm saying, to be truthful, we don't need more than 2 or 3 suits, because if you have a blue shirt, a gray shirt, a white shirt, and a yellow shirt, you literally, no one knows, because suits are so plain that no one knows. But then
What
they
is it? You need a
brought
black suit, a blue suit, a gray suit, and a brown suit. You're good to go.
You're good. And that can last you every Sunday of the month. You're good. But bruh, we leave what's needed and we go to what's wanted. And that's when we become fake. That's when we
back that up, man. Go to what's wanted. Say that again. I like that.
Yeah, right. We leave what's needed and we go to what's wanted, right? And that's how we become fake, right? That's the part that we have to be so worried about, because we're not fake because of needs, we're fake because of wants. And unfortunately, pretty much every single one of us in some shape or form are fake, in something. Like right now, I'm faking being a basketball player pretty badly right now. That's what I go to the court and I talk the game like I'm still 30. I'm 55.
Right.
I'm nowhere close to 30 and playing like I used to play 30. But I talk it.
Hey, what's that expression? Fake it until you make it.
So in some way, shape, or form, we all are fake in some ways, right? And it's becoming something that is becoming a natural thing.
But the thing that's interesting, because your family, they know you, the real you. So you can try to fake it in front of them if you want to. They will call you out on it. Oh, yeah. I mean, they'll be like, no, that's not you. And it's funny because I can talk about my daughter. She's like, Dad, you're so conservative. No, I'm not conservative. I'll put something to you, Dad, that's not you. I go, what do you mean it's not me? Dad, that's not you. I'm going, why? It's like they always put me in a box. So they think I'm too conservative, that if I put on something that's not conservative, it's like, no, Dad, that's not you.
Yeah. Because, right. And I guess that's where the juggling between who we are versus who we want to be, right? Because sometimes we are so normalized.
Right.
Right. And this is the thought. When we have some people making comments, we got to get to them. But
yes.
We are so normalized that we sometimes will fake somebody else out thinking that's not you. And that's us. I just never went that route. Like I never did that, which is crazy. But let's get some of these thoughts. So Dexter says, it's difficult to say how long a person can hide their true self because people change and grow over time. Eventually, aspects of a person's true nature will likely emerge in their interactions. Very true, sir.
Very true.
So let's look at this. I think my screen is going slow. Can you still hear me?
I can see you, but you're freezing a little bit, but you're okay.
Yeah, okay. So I think it's because I'm in the office. So I'm really freezing badly on this side. So
yeah, you're doing a robot over there. You're like,
I'm like, what the heck?
Like you're about to do the Matrix.
It's just horrible. Wait, let me be honest. Let me see.
All right.
Nope, still the same thing.
Right, well, we'll just work through it. We'll just work through it.
It'll get better sooner or later.
Right.
So I can't stand looking at me right now. So.
Just don't look at yourself. So let's go to the next question while you're trying to get that together.
I feel so fake. Right.
So our good friend says some people are trying to fit in. And that's true because society has it set up. It's like the have and the have-nots. So you want to try to fit in the best way you can. And a lot of times in that fitting in process, you're going to do things that's not really your character. So you're going to do what you're going to try to do to try to fit in. So I agree with that statement.
Yeah, so do I, right? Some people trying to fit in. So I become fake because I don't want this group of people to not like me. I don't want this group of people to not think that I'm good enough. I become fake because and it happens in church, right? There are people that are struggling, but because everybody else looks like they're blessed, and I want to be part of this group, I act blessed. I act like everything is okay, right? Because this group looks like they're blessed, and we don't. And because we're not being honest with each other, they're going through things too. You just don't hear it. Right, you just don't hear it. right? And so, and I would say that, and I probably, the size of your church is a little bit different than, because my church is small in comparison, right? So, because our church is small, others are big to God, but in numbers, there's a different number. But you have to worry because your demographics might be much more diverse because you have more people.
Right.
So you might go from those that are struggling to and living paycheck to paycheck or barely making it versus those that are doing very, very well and don't have any financial issues right now. Right. And that means that when that person comes in and they're driving a car that barely makes it every day, and a person comes in with a high class car, they don't even want to park by them. Right? Their thought is, I'm not even going to park by this. I don't want people to think this is what I am. They may come in later to church, so you don't see what they're driving. They may leave last, so you don't see what they're getting into, or they leave early. Certain things may happen that they're trying to compensate because they don't want the other folks in this church to see where they're at and see how they're struggling.
It's interesting you say that, because when I went to my sister's church, I'm not gonna mention the name, but that church, people are so I would say so upper echelon, like, it had their mink coats on and furs and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, ooh. It was like that type of thing, that type of atmosphere. I'm like, okay, so I get it. But then again, when you were saying about the cars, even when people pull up in those fancy cars, a lot of times they don't own them. They could be leased.
Yep. Yeah. See? But people don't know it, right? And sometimes that car is one payment away from being repossessed, for all we know.
Yep. Right. And you could be actually living in that car.
Hey, man. That's the truth. Why am I still a robot? That's the truth. I wish this thing. I feel like I wish I would come back so I don't leave you by yourself. But I may have to come all the way out and go back in. This is crazy. I'm getting.
Hey, that's okay. Well, while you do that, I'm gonna go to the next question. So while you're doing that. So Ann says, Ann says people are not content. I agree with that. I mean, people need to be blessed or be grateful for what they have. And the unfortunate thing is that, they're so caught up in trying to be like somebody else instead of being appreciative of what they actually have. I mean, I remember forget one time when I went to Mexico. There you go. You're better. Went to Tijuana, Mexico, and to cross that border to see how the people were actually living, I was like, wow. And it made me feel bad. I was complaining about not having this, not having that. But until you actually see how somebody else lives, it can really put you in a nice reality check.
Oh, yeah.
Just think, they would just love to have what you have. And yet you're crying.
What you have.
And you crying because of this little stupid stuff, and they don't have anything.
Man, I think Doc McNeil was telling us, when he does the missions to Africa, right? Basic medicines they can't get. We take the fact that we can go to a 24-hour CVS and get cold medicine whenever we want. We can get aspirin whenever we want, right? We have health care, and there's this statistics that says that if you have a job, a place to live, and a car, you are in the top 15% of everybody in the world.
There you go.
That means out of the 7 billion people in the world, only 15% of us have a job, a house, and a car.
Right.
So for us who go crazy, we aren't content. And that's a great thought, right? Some people are just, and it's not some people, most of us are not content.
Right.
How many of us, sit in our bed and just say, I love what I got. I don't need nothing else.
Right.
We don't say that. We rarely say that.
We don't say that.
There's always something else we want.
Exactly.
And it's just crazy because, like you said, there's people with nothing compared to us. Esther, there is such a freedom. in being yourself. There is. I love me some me. I teach that Bible study like once every 3 years. I love me some me.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. I'm not great at any one thing. I am not super skilled in any one thing. But man, I love me. And when I do wrong, I try to correct myself. I admit it. I try to get myself right. And when I do right, I don't go running around telling everybody, oh, I'm so wonderful. But man, I just love Rupert Johnson Jr. because I laugh at stupid stuff. I laugh at myself. I can find a way to smile at the worst storms. And I can find a way to cry when I need to cry. And I don't feel any less of a man. So I love me some me.
You have to love yourself, man. You have to love yourself because you're the first person you see when you wake up, basically, most of the time. It's yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're the first person you see unless you're looking right at your wife or your husband when you wake up.
Right.
Sometimes you do. But you know, when you're dealing with yourself, you deal with yourself most of the day. I don't deal with anybody more than I deal with myself. I deal with myself 24/7. Right?
All three of you. Look, me, myself, and I'm dealing with all of them.
And some of those me and myself, we got to get out of there sometimes.
You know what I'm
saying? But yeah, but all right. So there we go. All right. So
Ann says you have to be transparent if you want to be healed or delivered. Think about it. When you go to the doctors, you tell them what's actually going on with you so that they can be treated to get it better. That is such a good statement. In order to get better, you have to tell them what's going on. Yeah. And if you don't tell them what's going on, they can't help you. I mean, first thing they will ask, you go through triage, they'll ask you a couple of questions like, well, what's the pain level? What symptoms are you having? How long has it been going on? So they can try to narrow it down to exactly what's going on with you. If you go, I don't know, how can I help you with that? I don't know. Well, I mean, it's like osmosis or something.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've been to the I don't know. I said, I don't know what's going on. I'm just doing this. But even the littlest something, right? Even if you give them the littlest bit of information, I don't know, my stomach just hurts, man. I don't know what's going on. Or I guess get these headaches. Okay, we'll do some tests, but at least now I know where to start.
There you go.
Right? How to get you better.
Right.
You give them nothing, they got to go through the whole entire gambit. They don't even know where okay, we're going to go the whole thing. It just takes you longer to get your healing. And I think, like what she was saying, it's the same thing, right? That we deal with, right? As people. If I am going to pretend that things are okay, I can never get delivered.
Yeah.
I can never get delivered. And I have to first understand that I'm coming to all of these people not to be fake, but to be as real as possible so I can be delivered. Yeah, exactly. I go to Jesus and he's the only one who's going to deliver me.
Right.
But there are people amongst us that can help us get to the right place in God and in our lives.
Exactly.
Right. So that we have to understand. Okay, there's actually a lot of comments.
But before you get to that, it's 8 o'clock. Wow. Oh. We're already half hour into the show. So if Simon, who's on a meeting, were able to say this, he would say, push the button, continue to hit like, subscribe. We're on the air live. We appreciate you for what you're sending your comments in. Keep them rolling so we can get through them. And we're glad you're enjoying the show. And we're glad that you are our faithful viewers.
Yes.
He doesn't say all that, but I'm saying that.
We love them. We love them. We love them. But guys, where are the guys at? Where are the men? All these ladies are just. But you know what? They're making some good points. They're making some good points. You have to be careful of your perceptions of others because you may not be giving them a chance to change. Ooh, that's to your point about your daughter, right? What your daughter was saying, right? So I think that's a great point, right? Because if I want to change, now I'm not trying to be fake, but I'm trying to change.
Right.
Right. And there's a difference between being fake and trying to change.
Yes.
And if we lock somebody in, right, they're going to say, well, you know what? I tried to change, but no one everybody thinks I'm being fake, so I'm just going to go back to being what I am. It's that thing, like, if you call a kid bad for too long, they're going to be bad.
Exactly.
Right. So you got to put that positive. So sometimes you got to be careful.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So
were you listening for your name?
Oh no, he's doing his presentation now, so I'm looking at him on my other screen. So he's talking now, so I'm not gonna talk too loud, but but go ahead.
The rich stay rich by acting poor, and the poor stay rich by acting rich.
And look, and he's not being fake about it. So he's trying to present being real. But in all things, man, that's the most important thing right there. It's like being who we really are. I mean, like these glasses here, when I first got them, my wife loved them. My son and daughter were like, nah, Dad, that's not you. My wife loves them. Whose opinion you think I'm gonna listen to? My wife's.
Bruh, that's me for like 100 years. I say, if it's between my wife and my kids, I'm gonna always listen to my wife, right? Because that's your kids. You birthed your kids,
Right.
but you chose your wife, right? So you have to kind of just like, okay, you like this, you like this. So I've always told her that if she bought me a shirt that I wasn't so in love with, I wore it anyway. I'm like, I'm wearing the shirt because you bought it, not because I love it. It's because you bought it. And if you bought it, you must want to see me in it. So I'll be in it. And that's just, how I am. I think there's only one thing she ever bought that I didn't wear. And that was more so psychological. My daddy never wore white shoes. The only time he ever wore white shoes was when he wore them with his white suit. He had these white shiny shoes that he wore, his white suit. But he wore, you don't wear your white suit very much.
Right.
So he never wore white shoes. So she bought me white shoes. And I was like, I don't wear white shoes. I only wear white sneakers. I don't wear white. And man, was she mad at me. She was like, these shoes look good. I'm like, they probably do, but I just can't put them on my feet. I can't see myself doing it. And man, was I in trouble. Woo, that was trouble.
Wow. All right, let's get some of these questions, man. There's a lot coming through here, man. It's like the last half hour we started to get all these questions.
Man, they're pouring them in. Let me see, which one am I? Wait, which am I on?
We are on this one.
This one?
Yes.
No, we did that one. No, we did that one.
No, we didn't. We didn't do that one. We did the one. Okay.
We didn't do this one?
We did that one. We didn't do the one after that. This.
No, we did that one.
We didn't do. This is the one we want right here.
This is the one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Lord, I thank you for what I have, and I don't care what others think. Thou shalt not covet. Woo. Okay. This could be a 5-minute conversation.
Yes, it can.
I don't care what others think. Mm-hmm. That is a mentality that I don't know if anybody truly has. I'm not saying they don't. I'm trying to think that we don't care what everybody else thinks.
Right.
I mean, I cared what my parents thought.
Yeah, that's about it.
I care what my wife thinks and my kids think. I care what my family thinks.
Right.
I even care what my friends like you, my brother. I care what you think.
Right.
I don't know if now what she could be saying something else, but I think that, and folks chime in. Don't we ultimately care what other think, whether we're fake or real?
Right.
Don't we ultimately care?
We do. We care. Exactly.
So that's a tough one, Esther. I don't care what others think. Maybe you might have to clarify. Like maybe you're just talking about, because you said thou shalt not covet. So maybe just talks about I don't care what others think that I have. And that I don't. I don't care if you think I'm rich or poor. It doesn't matter to me.
But some people do. That's the thing. Because again, that whole social media thing, people are so concerned about how many likes they can get on their page. And again, they're representing a lie. They're always showing all the good stuff in their life. They never show anything bad. So they're not being real. They're not painting the whole picture, if you will.
Yeah. And so they really care about, there's a lot of people who care about what they have. Like you were talking in the beginning about your Christmas tree, about your decorations outside.
Right.
There are people that care they have the best Christmas lights every year.
Right.
Like they get mad if another house tries to beat them. And it becomes a competition.
Exactly.
Oh, I gotta have the best stuff. Now I will tell you this, I love technology. So I hate when people come up with something really nice to take. I'm like, oh man, I want that. Like every time a new iPhone, because I'm like, man, I need that new iPhone.
Yeah.
It's my mind going. I'm like, I got no money. But then I say,
the iPhone is the mark of the beast. I don't care what nobody say.
That's what all Android. That's what all Android say. Android say.
iPhones are the beast. Nice comment, and okay, all right.
Yeah, I guess the rich stay rich. The rich act like they're poor, and the poor act like they're rich.
Right. Okay. So Anita says, I also agree with Ann about being content. We have to be careful not to become envious of others. Why not concern ourselves with others' lifestyles and possessions? Well, you can chalk that up to the housewives of Hollywood, Atlanta wives, and all them basketball wives. They present all this kind of stuff. And everybody's like, oh, I want that. I want to be like that. I want that. I want to look like that. And that's the sad thing about it. They see this stuff and they want to emulate what they see. I mean, look at Beyonce. Beyonce's like got one of the major following. Everybody want to try to be like her, for those who want to try to be like her.
So I might get in trouble.
Go ahead. That's what we do. We get in trouble.
The biggest, what's the biggest competition in the church is that sometimes if you go to certain churches, bruh,
he's back.
Ladies' hats.
Oh man, those ladies' hats. I remember at one church, this lady's hat was she's huge. I'm going like this. And she'll sit down towards the front.
And you will have ladies like come in. You have one come in on this Sunday with a crazy outfit. They're like, oh my God. And somebody else that next Sunday will have to come with one more crazier. There is more glitter now on suits and on ladies' dresses. And I was watching a organization, I'm not going to say who's, an organization. I was watching a convocation, and literally when they showed the crowd, all you saw was sparkles. Ding, 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 ding. I was like, that's crazy. That is crazy.
The men's suit too. What you talking about, man?
Sir, men have roses on their shoes now, man. Look, fashion. Sometimes you just have to say, one lady wore a hat and it was so big, you thought a small person was gonna come out the hat because he was so big. And then you trying to watch service and you standing up going, I can't see nothing. But anyway, look, it's all changing. Hats it's not so much now but when they do come, they come strong.
Right.
They're coming back though, man. I'm telling you, they're gonna come back.
No,
Hats gonna come back. They're coming. Watch. You're coming back.
So this is where we are now.
What's that?
As you mentioned, the huge budget put into swaying people's minds, thoughts. You have to guard your mind and take some self-awareness breaks. Yeah, talking about marketing, right? Commercials, influencers, all those things. Huge budgets. I mean, billions of dollars are put into advertising.
Right.
Billions.
And that's their job. That's their job to do that.
Crazy.
And the sad thing about it, when you look at some of the ads that are made, when you go behind the scenes, where you see a pancake ad, you think that's syrup, and actually is engine oil. They're pouring on top of it to give it that nice glistening look, where you think it's actually syrup. And a lot of times it's like foam structures, so the front will be one thing and the back will be another.
Bruh, even the church now with social media, I'm going back to being a robot. Even the church now with social media, is again having advertising, that churches are budgeting for advertising, right? Because we have to get things out there. We got to get this. Billboards are being bought and they're presenting a picture, right? I mean, literally, I remember they wanted me to take pictures for one of our events, and they got somebody professionally to come in and take pictures. I'm like, really? But I understand, because it is influencing somebody to believe that this is who you are, and when they want to put your best foot forward, right? Because everybody else is doing it that way. So okay, I got to bounce out again and come back in. But that's my thought. You guys can talk about this.
All right, so we'll bring up next question. He's been having a little technical difficulties and then bouncing out, bouncing back in. So now you're here with two of us, so we're good.
Help us, Jesus.
So Ann says, why should thank God? We should thank God when others are blessed. And that's a true statement. We should. But as we said earlier, you got those who come to church pretending like they're blessed when they realize they're not really blessed. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Other words, people are jealous of somebody being blessed.
That happens all the time.
All the time.
Yes.
All the time. So we should thank God when people are being blessed. But a lot of times people get upset because they're blessed and your blessing hasn't come through yet. And you're like, well, what's going on with me?
Yes. Well, I think that's an individual psychic thing right there, because if I see you rejoicing or I see Rupert rejoicing or someone rejoicing, I should be happy. Because the blessing coming through there, and even if it wasn't just church-wise, neither, even if it was business-wise, or you get a new car, a new house, or something like that,
right?
I should show that appreciation and say, "Congratulations, man!" But then someone will come up to you and go, "Oh, you got a new car? Oh, all right. Oh, all right. Then, I was gonna get that same car too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know you weren't.
No, you weren't.
But just be thankful and grateful.
Exactly.
And real.
Yeah,
real. Yes.
Yeah, really grateful. I mean, don't like you said, don't come up there saying, "Oh, I love what you got. Oh, that's awesome," and then go home and talk about
exactly.
How they pay for that. You know, something's got to be something going on because they can't afford that, and all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, and they did afford it because they were wearing it.
Yep.
Somehow.
That's a different story, though.
Yeah, that's a different show.
Yeah, different show.
How'd you afford that? Okay. Anita said,
bring it back in. Let's bring it back in, right? So Anita says, I remember when my family moved from DC to Maryland. A church member actually asked my parents if they thought he was better than him because we moved. Ooh. She told me that story. And that right there shows again, when people get upset when you're blessed and they're not, and they can't handle the fact that God is showing favor on you. Are they praying?
Yeah.
And you can put the other part there. I'll just put it now. We moved because my parents wanted a better life.
Exactly.
All right. My wife.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Hi, Viv. Oh.
I'm not going to say anything.
Say something.
What did she say?
Right.
White sneakers, but she would never buy you white shoes.
Right.
I'm with her.
The story that we were telling, I plead the fifth.
No, plead the fifth. Look, if you don't say it, we're gonna ask Viv, and she's gonna tell us.
I agree with Anita's comment that that people sometimes get jealous when you move just to better your life.
Yeah.
People all of a sudden get jealous.
Yeah.
Right, about something. You're like, oh my God, really? Because it's like when, for instance, people when we come to when a lot of Jamaicans or a lot of immigrants leave their country and come to America, people automatically think we're coming in, we're going to become rich. We go back there and they're looking for stuff. It's like, we didn't become rich, everybody. America's tough. You have to work hard to get what you have in America. but they become jealous.
Good night, everyone. Thank you. God bless.
That now when you build in Jamaica,
Merry Christmas. Happy New
they
Year.
want to shoot you up and take what you bring back because you were trying to build it in Jamaica. So people now don't want to go back to these countries. So it's so tough.
Shut it down.
You guys are keep talking about your thing here. So God bless you for this. God bless you for this show. God bless you.
So,
where we with
Esther. Oh.
Okay, so she came back.
Go
ahead.
I had my Mazda protege for 17 years. The family kept telling me to get a new car. I didn't care. Amen. That's a different story now.
There you go.
Yeah, but I agree with her.
Hold your ground on that.
Yes, you do, because I got an Android and my whole family keep telling me to get an iPhone.
We're going to talk about that. The Apple is the mark of the beast. We're not going there.
So I'm still holding my ground.
That's right.
They're still going to get me. They're still going to talk about me. But I'm with you, Esther. I'm holding my ground. My Android is
here.
It's for life.
Life. Android. There you go.
I don't care about no comments. I'm a grown man.
Hey, Androids are great if you want to.
Yes, they are.
If you love not having certain things, it's great. They're awesome.
Like what?
What like we can't watch the Cowboys?
I miss the Cowboys right now. But no, the Apple.
He's stuttering.
He's stuttering, bro.
That was the internet. The Apple phone. The Apple phone. Oh, I showed my daughter. Wait, can you see her? Is she go? Okay. Oh,
all right. So anyway, so Ann says, "Me too, Esther. We must live within our mind. I can't read tonight.
What are you reading?
We must live within our means and know the difference between a want and a need." But that's what we talked about earlier when you were making that statement about how your wants turn different from your actual need. Do you really need it, or do you actually want it?
And that's the thing, right? We know sometimes we don't even ask our question. We don't ask that question, right? We don't ask, do I want it or do I need it? We say, I need it. Sometimes you just want it. You don't need it. Like, for instance, as I was saying, right, she had her car for 17 years. She may have wanted to keep the car. Maybe she didn't need a new car, so she didn't go out and get one. If she wanted one, she could have got it, but she said, I don't need it.
Right.
So this one drives fine, so she was happy with it. Right? You guys are happy with your Androids. They work just fine. You don't need to get everything. They have things that the iPhone doesn't have, and the iPhone has the things that but you need, you have it in your phone.
Absolutely.
That's great, right? And so we get too caught up on hey, I need that. No, you don't. You want it. And be real, right? And you only want it because your neighbors got it, right? Or you only want it because your brother or sister bought one.
Yeah.
You don't really need it, but you want it. You don't want to be left behind, as they say. Keep with the Joneses.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. People ride them down the street to see what someone else has. Like, oh, I gotta get something better than that. You know, you see someone a nice push mower. Oh, I gotta get one better than that. You know, see electric car. Oh, I gotta get one better than that. You know, everything has to get better.
Well, this is the season for it. Christmas lights.
We're talking about that.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm just. I guess we connected, God. Yeah. But I mean, you got 20 bulbs one year. Next year, you done put 80 up. And then your next door neighbor got 120 up. Oh man, I ain't doing that. Oh, you got 200. Next week, you know, they're on the roof putting reindeers and
sooner or later, you both got nativity seeds. You got the shooting star. You got all this different stuff. And the big one though that I love was because we have this. There's a house that we passed by. It's beautiful though. They got the lights on the house that flicker also, and that, I mean, it's beautiful. But then you get too much where now you become a distraction more than beauty, right? Because you want it too much.
Well, now you got the ones that got the drones.
Yeah,
they go up around their house to make these nice designs and stuff.
Oh, boy,
got them tongue.
I know what the drones. I don't know about the drones. So I'm like, good Lord. And be good stewards of what we have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Just thank God what you got and what you get, and God will continue to bless you.
That's it.
That's why I like it when people come to church and they come in a new ride, and you just go up and say, wow, that's really nice. And you congratulate them because we don't even know what they've gone through to get a new vehicle.
Exactly.
So blessings. Just keep blessings.
I agree. I think that I rather tell, and I try to be, I hope people know I'm not being fake. When I'm happy, if I'm happy for you, I'm happy for you, period. And I hope people know I'm just happy. There are things that I want. And I know that right now I can't get it. And I'm not mad if somebody has it. I'm like, because I know that God's going to bless me in my time. If he wants me to get it, I'm going to get it. I've wanted certain cars, and in my life, I've gotten that car. And now I want a certain car, but I can't afford it. But when it's my time, I'm going to get it. If I don't get it here, I'll get it in heaven. If we have rides up in heaven.
Well, let's think about this one. What about people who have fake emotions?
That's still being fake. That's huge fake, right?
Yeah, but look, when you're watching a movie and someone goes and they're crying and crying, he's like, where the tears? And then they start hugging and doing it and say, wait a minute, you must be a good actress or a good actor because you boo-booing hard and ain't no tears coming out. I'm like, okay, then you gotta practice.
Right.
Could work. Yeah,
but practice how to cry.
but there are those fake emotions, right? Or is the most devastating because you are going to somebody pretending as if you care.
There you go. That's what I was trying to get to.
Or like them. The person that you're doing it to thinks that you're real. And then they find out that you don't care. They're devastated. Devastated because they believed in maybe telling you something or sharing something with you. And then you took it for, it doesn't matter, right? I don't care, but I'm going to tell you that I care.
Right.
That's horrible. So yeah, that is one of the biggest things. At some point, things need to be replaced. I have no problem with getting new and nice things if you can afford it. Yeah.
That's
and
true.
Again, no, wait, none of us have problems with it, right? But we're saying, why are you getting it? Are you getting it because it needs to be replaced? Or are you getting it because you want to outshine somebody else?
I can get her a new gavel if she wants. I mean, I don't know. Bling it. I'll send him by. Yeah. It'll show up tomorrow.
Order bling bling.
but yeah, right. That's all the comments today. But yeah, people can't ball his name. A lot of people in now, but we're just talking about being, fake people versus real people. We got about 5 minutes left. So I'm going to say to you guys, what's the worst thing what do you hate most about fake people?
Pretending to be something that they're not. I mean, to break it down, meaning that if I know you are not who you say you are, you're lying to me. And you tell me a straight up lie. No matter how much you try to convince me, I know how you're living, so you're telling a lie. And I think that hurts more when somebody just blatantly lies to you.
Yeah. Simon, what about you?
Watching, and I know it's a part of the game now in any sports, but watching sports and see how people fake dive, fake get hurt, and get up like LeBron getting smacked in the back of his neck and he acting like he needs surgery because he got slapped so hard. I'm only saying this because, okay, being in sports, sometimes you get a knee in your thigh or you get a slap or an elbow or something like that. It don't hurt as much as these acting. And we know soccer players are like that. They get up, next minute the ball's coming to them and they're running a 50-yard dash. And you thought, wait a minute, you was rolling around 4 times thinking that your ankle hurt. Now, I know it's a part of the game, this tit for tat things or like that, but it's like, I don't know, it spoils the game a lot because it holds the game up a lot. But being fake, I'm like Mark, and you're going to tell me one thing, and the next time I see you and you're doing something different, I still gotta love you, but I don't have to talk to you no more.
It's hard.
Yeah. The thing for me is kind of on the same level, but I look at it over time. What I hate the most is somebody who says they got you, says they got you, says they got you. Then when you need them, they don't got you. And I hate that. Either you got me or you don't. Now, getting me depends on what you can do. Maybe at the time when you said it, you had more availability, more options. You don't have them now, but okay, that's fine. But tell me, just don't do it. Like I'm that guy that if I went, like, you know, they talk about gang members and you go to jail, who came to visit you? You know, your boys ain't coming to visit you. I'm that guy that if my buddy went to jail, I'd have to go visit.
Right.
Because I said I was there for them. And I would hate to be the guy to go into jail and no one visits me.
Mm-hmm.
But
like
isn't that a common verbal statement anyway, that especially when you're in bereavement status, or especially when you're in some status that you having a bad time, I got your back. Just call me.
Or is it anything?
Yeah.
Or is there anything I can do for you? Just let me know.
Right.
Let me know.
I think sometimes he just needs to turn around, just call.
But you know, that's one of the all-time expressions I dislike when you're at a funeral, when a person stands, our family's here for you. If you ever need anything, just give us a call. We're there for you. Hi, you remember what you said at the funeral? Well, I'm sorry, I can't help you out right now. I don't have it. I can't give it to you right now. So why do you even make that statement? Because you got caught up in the moment.
That's what it is. It's the emotional. I got your back. I'm gonna make you feel good for that moment, and you're gonna say, okay, thank you. And most times.
But Simon, is it you want to make them feel good, or you want to feel good about yourself?
You want to feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
But you portraying that, they going, well, you know what? I think most times people just say, okay, because they know.
But a lot of times, you know, right? A lot of times, you know who
exactly
who's not real, especially kids, man. Especially kids, right? We talked about this early on, right? This is what you said in the beginning, Mark. I don't think she was on. You know, it says some people are fake because of fear, embarrassment, and insecurities. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, LeBron is one of Debbie's favorite players. So LeBron gets that.
Oh, if you want to see any fake videos, just put LeBron flops. Sorry, Deborah.
LeBron can't be the greatest player ever because he's never played. He's rarely played 82 games in the season. Michael Jordan had 40 on 2 bad knees, played 82 games, and you didn't slap him. He just went down. You didn't just knock him down. Well, LeBron falls at a little touch.
Exactly, and he travels too. And I'm not saying like, yeah, he travels too.
Player.
Oh, he's a great player. Yes, he is, but he's not the GOAT.
Right.
But
anyway,
what? Really?
Anyway,
that's fake too, though.
We're out of time.
Oh my Lord!
Someone who comes to the show late. We're out of time. But thank you to all of our viewers. We're glad you joined us tonight, and we're excited about next week. Hey, Christmas is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
You still got time to gifts for the Warriors United for Christ. We're right here. Yes. Hit us up. We'll tell you what we want. Stay tuned next week, and you'll hear us say,
"You're welcome."
Welcome.
I don't know if that was on time or not, but who cares?
I'm not even going to say anything.